Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So there are two things I want you to know about me. One, my name is Alma, and two, I'm from Africa, Ghana, West Africa to be precise. And being a part of this wonderful continent, I definitely know the amount of talented, innovative, generational thinkers, visionaries that we have in this land. And as I'm just, doing life and happy to come across them, I just wanted to sit with them, chit chat, get to know a little bit more of the things that you're doing in your various communities. So today, this is the Afrique Millennial we're getting to know.
So today I'm on Ama's channel and she's here to ask me some questions. But before that, Mr. Bessie Bisan.
Remember, no.
Ama. How many times did I call? So Ama, how was your Christmas in Ghana?
It was boring because you didn't have time for me.
Of course I had to work. Like this Christmas day, the Juman
Cash out.
Yeah, Charlie, very important. So, but you on what did you really?
I'm a catcher, no. I missed you.
Oh, Ama misses me. Anyway, guys, so check out the interview in a bit.
Hey.
She girl Ama, she boy KiDi. Let's go.
Let's go. Hi everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. So today I'm very happy. I have my friend with me today. If you've seen any wedding songs around in Ghana, you probably, along the way, you probably heard some part like, oh, hey. KiDi, what's up?
I do what else.
Thank you for meeting up with me today.
Oh,
How are you feeling?
I'm a bit nervous. Let's do this.
Have you eaten today?
Oh yeah, I ate sandwich and then ice mocha.
So you're in a good mood for us to talk today?
I'm great.
Yeah. You've had a great year.
Thank God for that.
You've had a great year.
Going to have a better year 2018, so
Amen.
we hope for the best.
You know when you get something new, yeah? And then you wake up and it's still there, that feeling you get. You get a new car, you wake up like, oh, this car is still there. When you wake up and you realize, although it's not a dream, KiDi is not a dream, how does it feel?
It feels good because I prayed for this. I mean, there was a time in my life where things weren't happening the way I wanted them to. And I was always worried and complaining and, but I told God, Charlie, if this is what you really want me to do, you need to give me a sign. You need to let me know something. So I wake up every morning and know that God has answered my prayer and then this is actually happening for me. It's like a dream come true.
A couple months ago, I was in Ghana, and I remember we were just vibing, talking, and then you were talking about how frustrated you are because obviously you want things to go quicker. And then literally, like a month later, I go back to the States, and then although is blowing everywhere. Yeah. When was that moment for you when you realized, damn, my feet is in the door now, like I've made it?
So the song was out for a while, and then you see when you put a song out, sometimes you don't know how big the song is until you perform it. So I remember one of my first performances of Odo, I was at Legon and I had to perform to the students and I just sang an a cappella of the first line. See me, I know get taxi, and the crowd just shouted. I'm like, what? Everybody actually felt my surprise. I was like, hey, so you will know the song like that? Okay, let's sing it. Yeah. So that was the point I realized that, oh, can I say shit? Yeah. So I realized shit, the song is actually blown. Yeah. And even at that point, it wasn't so blown because there was only a handful of people who knew it. And the turning point when I actually knew the song had actually crossed borders was when Davido did a video. It's like,
yeah,
God has really answered my prayer. I'm grateful.
Now, just like how you had this breakthrough, like there's this season, like your cohort is like a lot of boys just like you. You have the Kim Promises, the whoever, and all of that. In your industry, what is the vibe like? Do you guys feel like, oh, there's space for everyone, or low key, there's a big competition, like, oh, there's really no space for everyone technically?
It would be a lie to say 100% it's not a competition. I mean, I always have this personal philosophy that there is space up there for everybody. Because if you look at other countries, it's not just one person shining. It's like a whole army of people. Everybody is shining in their own little way, and it's bringing the country's name up. So my personal philosophy is like everybody can shine, but unfortunately, that's not how everybody thinks. Some people think, Charlie, if this one makes it, I can't go there too, so I have to make it first. But I feel like if we all support each other, everybody can be patronized equally. Because 2017, we didn't get that thing where it's like this artist is reigning. It's like, oh, these artists are doing well. Yeah. So I feel like that thing, if we put it in our minds, we can all shine. There's space up there for everybody.
But then the interesting part is that all of you new guys, new girls too, I should say, Ebony. Shout out to Ebony. That's my. But all of you new people you guys are different. There's no one person that I would say is similar to the other person, right? So for you as KiDi, what makes you who you are? What makes you stand alone in your independence and in your difference?
I feel like every time I make somebody listen to my music for the first time, there's this first thing they grasp from it. There's that thing they say, this song has so much soul. Yeah. Although, I'm talking about maybe some everyday thing.
Yeah, I get
but
it.
The way I narrate my story, it's like,
I agree.
So I think that's what I also have that makes me different.
So you dreamt of this moment. It has come. This industry. Is it everything that you thought it would be? The whole Afrobeats industry, Ghana industry. Is it all that it's cracked up to be?
So I think I'm relatively new in the industry. So I haven't still figured out all the corners of Afrobeat in the industry and what goes in and the do's and don'ts and all of that. So I think I'm still trying to get there to understand. So I can't say if it's everything I've dreamed of or there are some places that needs to be fixed. So I mean, I'm still figuring it out. That's about it. So.
That's political answer. Give me just like what is it like? It's like insanity or well, like something like
that.
The
little I know is like the industry. I mean, I've heard things. I've heard is you need to be careful. You need to be who you speak to. Like, careful about who you speak to. You need to you don't have to trust people so much because everybody's looking out for themselves and all of that. I mean, I've heard all these things, but I haven't experienced them personally. So I mean, I'm like I said, I'm still trying to figure out everybody and the things that go on behind the scenes and all of that.
So speaking about being a new artist, like. Sometimes you hear like people form, right? We are around these big boys and like we need you, but then you try to do some like rent cars, rent things. Have you been doing that yet? Have you been intimidated yet, or you're just
like that is one thing about me that people don't really know. I'm not faced by all of that. I mean, if I get it, cool, but if I don't have it, I won't. Maybe bring me home like to go and find it to like no. I hang out with the big boys. They have some stuff. The only thing I make it do is inspire me. Say, hey, Charlie, shut up, they drive this car. Me too. One day, when I work very hard and I reach some level, I'll be able to afford it. It just inspires me to do more, but doesn't mean I should go high on rent and come and reach their level. When I mean, I'm trying to.
But I'm sure you see people in the industry do it to the new boys.
I've heard, but I'm not really seeing anybody. I hear people rent cars, and I mean, I always don't understand that because if you don't have it, you don't have to keep up. Yeah, you don't have to try to. I mean, I understand. Sometimes I understand people who do that because you need to keep up the brand, and sometimes what you give is what you get. If you keep up with the brand and people see you some way, you are willing to put money into you. So sometimes I understand it, but I feel like people do it too much, and then you end up being broke, and then nothing really comes out of it. So I mean, don't try to look rich and be poor. Yeah. Wait for your time, okay?
Have you gotten your big paycheck yet?
So far I've had one of my very huge paychecks.
What did you splurge it on?
Oh, not yet. I haven't spent it yet.
So when you get that big £1, what do you think you're gonna do? What is KiDi gonna do?
I first of all, the thing is, I've always seen people get a lot of money and then lose it all because they didn't do anything proper with it. So first thing I think of is investment. Like some of that money must go somewhere where I know it's there safe for me. That actually I will need it, and then half of the money, the rest of the money, I have to keep up. I have to look good. I have to live in a nice. I have to eat good food because I need to keep my body healthy too. So I mean, I won't lie. Yes. The money, my age man has kind of bad, so I need to also enjoy that benefit. But I need to enjoy it wisely and know that there is some there somewhere. That should be. I can always look back on it.
But now that you're a KiDi, even though you understand that stick to your lane, do what you have to do, do you find that you have to kind of move a certain way? Because some months ago, when I'm no corporate bull, you can talk very. Can you still do them things now?
Yeah, I go anywhere I want to go. There's this bank driving food. I still, whenever I go, I try to wear my cap and my glasses, but they always end up recognizing me. Sometimes when I bought a thing and I'm leaving, brand say, when I was tuning with TV, so yeah, like today I went to buy sandwich somewhere. And one of the guys was like, can you ask him what his real name is? I told them, when you order, they write your name. What should I say them, Nana? They asked me, can you go and ask him what his real name is? So the woman was like, Pacho, boy knows down this way, we saw who real name. And I was like, my real name is Nana. And so also be your name, So I'm like, okay. And he went and came again. It's like, hey, actually, KiDi. Let me say, yeah, I'm KiDi. But if you ask me for my real name is Jamna.
Yeah.
And Nana Jamna. So I mean, like, oh yeah, why? And they came to take selfies and all of that. I still do. I mean, there are some places I can't go anymore, but most of the like food where I go buy food and things. Man, cry.
Speaking about Jamina, so today I'm happy to stay with you because I know Jamina, but mention the name KiDi well, right? So is KiDi? How does KiDi identify with Jamina? Do you think that the two people are in the same? Because you know a lot of artists say they have alter egos.
Yeah, actually, they are very different people.
Yeah. How?
KiDi is doing this interview. Jamna can't. Jamna is very shy. Jamna is like, oh, I like to be in my corner. I like to like stay indoors.
Yes, why would you fool yourself? You think it's shyness now?
No.
Yourself.
You see, a lot of people mistake that. When I go anywhere, they're like, KiDi said he rush you. He doesn't want to talk to anybody.
But it's shyness.
It's just pay me one cent. Whenever I go somewhere, I like to stay in my corner and be my phone. And if I see awkward situations, I like to be on my phone. People mistake that for arrogance and they rush,
but KiDi is a.
Really, you come and talk to me, and I was like, oh, it's actually not like that. They say, I had that
experience. But KiDi is what?
KiDi is like, yo, what's happening? Like, what they happen here? Because you need to industry. You see, the industry is a funny place. If you walk into a room full of industry people and you go and do Meferia there, it won't really go well. You need to. How do I even put it? You need to take control of situations and like talk to people, engage people in conversations. So KiDi is that kind of person. I mean, KiDi can be on stage and command people to do things. Put them on the stage. Like, you know, that kind of thing. So they are two different people.
But now KiDi is getting girls. I'm pretty sure they are flocking to you to say bird.
She said, but now.
Oh, maybe before, but like I'm pretty sure the levels changed.
Oh, like, you know.
So are you still? Because I know Jamina to be a nice, decent boy, very picky, selective. So does KiDi still try to maintain that control, or you're like at the end, if they are come on, let me use it. I'm young after all.
No. I'm still very picky. Now it's actually the time I have to be even more picky because, Charlie, this time all kinds of different
diseases.
Everything. I mean, from the women themselves to people not having right vibes.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody has that positive vibe. You go get involved with somebody and then things start messing up. Yeah, like so. It's actually now is the time I need to be even more picky because I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm banning like girls I didn't even dream of getting.
Wow.
Yeah, they come.
Like who?
Oh, I can't mention.
Why not? Tell me my ear.
I don't kiss and
tell. Tell me my ear.
I don't kiss.
After the camera's off, you tell me.
I don't kiss and tell.
But it's funny you say that. I was watching some interview. I think I text you, and then I like I said I know Jamina, but I don't know KiDi, and I text you. Delay said when you fear or do. What is that about?
Me and Ifeodo, I sometimes when I watch any interview of Ifeodo and my name comes up, I always text her. I'm like, how are they mentioning my name in your interview? Like, what is the correlation? It's like, I don't know, Ghanaians. That because we were in the club one time and I was dancing with her. That's actually the only time I've hung out with Ifeodo. I don't know how people have picked stories from just that dance. I mean, people dance with people in the club. Yeah, you go to the club, have a few drinks, you dance with people. That's all that happened. But every interview I've heard Ifeodo on, that question always keeps coming up. So you and KiDi, I'm like, what? I mean,
so then what name should they mention that she'd be like, well, maybe? What name would it have been?
I mean, I don't know what she gets involved in. It's not my business. But, I mean, mine is mine. So anytime I hear my name, I always text her. Now, what is going on? Is there something you've told people I don't know? Because I don't get why I just dance with you. I've danced with so many people. I never hear these things. So why is that only you I dance with? People keep asking, what's with you and KiDi? What's with you and KiDi?
Would you date a celebrity?
It depends. I mean, these questions, you can't answer yes or no because ideally, no. But in reality, sometimes you go feel meet some girl, you go feel bust your mind, like Charlie. Maybe she knows how to kiss
like
properly.
Spin names.
You want to put me in a tight spot, but like you meet people and then they change, they give you a different vibe and you change your standards and ideals. So ideally, no, but anything can happen.
Are you the only light-skinned musician we have?
Oh no!
Right now, who else is light? Everyone is dark.
Let me see.
Freckles. Fine. Who else is light?
Oh yeah, Freckles there. I should own it, eh? Okay, I own it. But I mean, there are lots of light-skinned people.
Who is light-skinned?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm not getting anybody. Yeah, sure. Also not
Ghanaians like light-skinned girls. I mean, hey, light-skinned guys.
I think I don't right. I feel like there are people right now. I'm not getting any names, but I know there are light skin artists.
KiDi, drop now my phone. Hey.
It's Karen.
Amen. Amen. I am a meeting right. Give me some to eat.
Okay, I was saying $1.
But you know what though? You know I like talking about the African industry and just industry as a whole. You know, if you were KiDi in America, Nakawa Blue, check what's this girl name? Oh, this girl Awabai. The girl in America, how can I forget? Cardi B, Uzi Vert, like these people, they get big. I say American artists, but you're not even American artists, you're world artists. Would you wish it said like the KiDi you are now would have been in America?
I mean, earlier in my life, I used to always ask, why was I born in Ghana? Why didn't he born in America so I can sing and be big like Chris Brown? But as time goes, as you grow and mature, you realize that there's a reason for everything. Maybe I'm an American guy, nobody will care about me. Like there'll be too much overload of talent. Maybe I'll just be ordinary. So maybe God had to bring me to Ghana to start my way up little by little. So I feel like and it's more fascinating when you come from the outside world and enter the American market than being there, because I mean everybody knows in America that if I can rap small and nice beats, I'll be a star. But to work your way into their industry is more harder task. So I feel like maybe that's the direction God is trying to take.
As an African artist, what does that mean to you? What do you think? What role do you think you play in all of this?
The thing is, unfortunately, it's the systems in Africa is making it almost impossible for people to break through in some markets. And I feel like my role is, I mean, all I can do is work hard. Sometimes it's all about hard work and then luck, and maybe the grace of God. All these things need to come into play, because I feel like you can work so hard and do all the things you're supposed to do, and maybe the favor is not happening for you. So I don't really have a role, because I feel like all I can do is work on me, put out great stuff, build a proper brand, and then.
You know what I think though? I think your cohort. I think what you guys are really doing for Ghana specifically. It's like Mama na fit. Because now you guys dress, you guys like, you know what I'm saying? It's appealing to the eye, because when you look at artists that we kind of want to see what they're wearing so we can mimic it, but we're missing that. But you guys know, you guys are.
I mean, correct. You see, the thing is, I don't want to disrespect the old people, but it's like when they were doing it, we were watching from afar. We used to look up to them.
They passed the baton.
So now what we saw all the things they were doing and how people were talking about it and what exactly people were talking about. So it was like you can't make them, if they are making a mistake and people are talking about it, when you get the chance, you need to learn from it.
You know, when it comes to business of music, maybe in a lot of other industries, we don't have something like royalties, something like just little things like that. Who do you think is in charge of letting us finally have that? Is it you? Is it the Reggie Rockstones and Dumbs, or the Sarko Diaz? And who do you think is in charge to make that happen?
So when it comes to that, I don't think the artists are in charge, because the artist's sole role is to make music, perform, build a brand. I feel like there are people in the music business who are not musicians. Like there are people in football business who necessarily don't go on the field to play, but they are still part of the business. So like music, there are people who are actually the musicians, and there are people who are the business-minded people who are behind to create the system so people can get royalties, people can get paid, and all of these. I feel like Ghana should get there, because it will really help all of us, and to help the problem of artists not making money. Because if we're collecting all of this data, I mean, some places that our songs have been played, somebody was telling me something like 2017, I had 2 big songs, Odo and Say You Love Me. If I were in some other country, I'm rich for life. Like I won't have to worry about, because the song has been played so much all around that it could rake in some very impressive figures. But unfortunately, we're here where the systems are there, but it hasn't still been built to that point. So I feel like all those people in the industry who are not necessarily the musicians themselves, who have that business mind, should please keep it coming. Let's get to that point where we can make music and sit home and then get money for our stuff, our art.
What pisses you off the most about this industry? What do you think are some of the things that are wrong?
It has to do with other musicians. I mean, I feel like everybody started from somewhere. Everybody work their way to wherever they are, no matter where you are. But I don't understand the fact where other artists feel like you owe them something to make them somebody.
What do you mean?
Let me explain it. So I met with Payday.
Drop names.
I met with Payday in a club, and then he was telling me he's so proud of me. Why?
Yeah.
Because I didn't wait for anybody to give me a handout. He said he's met so many artists who are there and they feel like because this guy didn't do my feature for me, nobody knew me. Or because this guy didn't feature me, or this guy didn't retweet my song, because this guy didn't do. I mean, it's because somebody. No, like I hate it when people feel like if you do it for them. I mean, if you drop a song and I like it genuinely, you don't have to ask me. I'll tweet it. I'll share. I'll play on my Snapchat. And when people come like, oh, so you said I dropped song, you didn't out it for me. You I sent you a song, you didn't even do it. Like. I don't owe you that. You don't owe me anything. So it's like music is a vibe. You cannot force things.
Yeah.
So when people feel like you owe them, you didn't do this for me. That is why this didn't happen for me.
Yeah.
That thing is sometimes very annoying. It's like what?
But speaking of that Davido thing that he did, I don't know if he did for you, but like
he did for
you. It's masterful.
It's as one of actually my highlights of 2017 because. I know or I've heard that so many artists who are trying to get a feature with Davido, or there are so many people who, even Nigerian artists themselves, who kill to have Davido like snap with their song or something.
Yeah.
The fact that I'd never met him anywhere before, I'd never spoken to him, he just heard the song,
did the video.
like to even do the video, that's like huge because like
Yeah.
I feel like this is the power of music. Music speaks for itself. When you make music and you get a chance for it to travel to other people, they hear it and when they like it.
Yeah.
Davido doesn't owe me anything.
Yeah.
He could have said, "Oh, the song is nice," and then kept it. He made a video.
Do you think if you didn't have downline, we need 30 billion, you think you would have hopped on still?
I always debate with myself about this. That I feel like that's what caught his attention because
it's a
it
blessing.
makes sense that he's talking about 30 billion. Some boy from Ghana is singing. Like, who is this boy? Like that's the catch. And it's the first line in the song, so it just catches you like, okay, let me listen to what he has. Like, oh, the song is not bad though. You see that? I feel like that is what caught his attention. I mean, it could have been the whole song.
Yeah.
I would never know.
Are you reaping the benefits from having him in other maybe countries here? Do you see that happening?
Yeah, because I mean, when we did the feature, it was hell. Sometimes I don't understand it to our Ghanaians, but people were insulting me on Facebook, on Instagram. They're like, "Why have you got the video and you've wasted him on a remix?" People were saying, people were saying you're going to waste your $15,000. Like what?
Oh, okay.
People were like, Ghanaians didn't understand the point of the remix. And I always say this whenever I get the chance that you like the original, that's fine. But I'm an artist who is trying to break boundaries. I don't want to stay in Ghana forever. I'm trying to make my art go into other countries, go to other continents. So if I'm there and Davido has heard my song and wants to do a remix, or wants to jump on a remix, I'll go and tell Davido, "Oh, Davido, no, the song is already big in Ghana, so please, I won't do it."
I know, right?
This is like an opportunity to make international, like to enter his market. I mean, Davido doesn't need me for anything. He's a big star. He doesn't need me. But for him to say he wants to do this, I'm going to tell him, "Oh, Davido, my Ghana people said they don't like it. They don't like the video." So I mean, this is like, if you think of it from a business point of view, this was my chance to get into somebody's market for people to hear of me. Because of this remix, Nigeria stations play the song every blessed day.
Really?
Like Nigerians on my Instagram now, Nigerians like message me, "This song is massive."
Beautiful.
Trace plays the song, Sound City plays the song. Like all of this is now Nigerians know who KiDi is. But I feel like maybe without the video, it would have taken longer for my name to get there. So I don't understand why YouTube comments people would be like, "KiDi is foolish. Why did he do this?" I mean, sometimes I feel like people are not patient. They don't see the bigger picture. They just want to insult and say some stuff.
I'm so happy for you. You sound so passionate.
Yeah, because it is. It's a big thing to me. Because it's not easy getting into somebody else's market. So when you get the chance to, and somebody's sitting back and screwing their mind ignorantly, it's like, what are you doing? Like,
So when Odo started and it was now rising, I went back home to the US. I was playing it for everybody. And one thing that I noticed is that the foreigners, or maybe like a Nigerian or the other Africans, they like it. It's like cool, it's a cool song, but the Ghanaians love it because it's some vibe. If you're Ghanaian, you get it. Or what was the line like? It's very reminiscent of back in the day, some AEB. So when you write Odo or some things like that other people can't get, what do you want them to get from it?
You see, me, like I said earlier, my music has soul. I tell my story in a way that when you hear it's like, oh, Akolana can be beautiful.
Yeah.
You see, like this song like this, mothers and grown men like it because I remember most of my friends, and when their mom heard it, they thought it was some grown-up person that sang. I realized that it was just a small. It's what we know to me. Because there is something about it that is beyond my ears. I feel like, and I feel like, the Ghanaians. First of all, melodies and lyrics are very important in music. The way I put a melody and what I say into the melody can catch your heart in. I mean, I understand how Nigerians won't get that or don't be well in your shit. But whenever I'm performing this song, I mean, people start singing, I know that. And when it gets to the tree part or don't be well in your shit, the emotion in people's voice is different because they can relate to that bit in like, they feel like it gives them a nostalgic feel, like Martin knew that. But I could be turned in a different way, and it's touching my heart in a different way.
But what about the other Africans though? What do you want them to get out of it? For example, Sakure can speak tree and hit the masses, right? But they don't know. So for you, what do you want them to get from it?
I want them to know that, Charlie, first of all, music is a universal language. I mean, everybody, those of you watching, everybody has one point in their life heard a song, they didn't hear, they didn't understand anything, but they loved it. Because there's something about the song, maybe the voice, the soul in the voice, or maybe the melodies, or all of this. So I just wanted to say that, Charlie, when I make music, I mean, of course, I'm thinking of the international people. I want them to also understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But in a case where I use a language they do not understand, that part, I have a greater task. Because I need to communicate something more than language. Because if they don't understand my tree, they should hear that part and still be like, he's saying something very, oh no, I don't get it, but he's saying something very touching. I mean, that's what this song does. Yeah.
So when you make music, what demographic, no, I don't want to say demographic, but who is in mind for you?
First of all, I think of, people say, don't make music for Ghana. If you don't make music for Ghana, who are you making music for? Because the Ghanaians who will carry your song
initially,
there.
Yeah.
If you want to make music and make it solely for international, how are you going to get it there if your home people are not carrying the song? When I'm making music, I think of, initially I used to make music for the bees because they want to vibe to my song. But I realized that if I want
Twist crowd.
Exactly. But if I want to make music and reach out to the world, I need to speak a universal language. So when I'm making music, I think of the rich kid, I think of the average kid, I think of the kid on the street, I think of the baby who cannot really speak but memorizes some melodies. I think of all of these people and I try to inculcate them one way or another into the song. So I'll sing a song and you hear it. Maybe you have your favorite part. The street person also has his favorite part because there's something in there he can pick. So I think of all of these people because you need everybody to help your song travel. Even the street person, when he goes to the bar to go and drink his appetition, he needs to like something of the song. When he's drunk, he needs to like it. When he's
and they patronize them more because the DB people, they're listening to like Uzi Vert.
Exactly. Like
so
one time. You see, unfortunately, you need to focus on those people, and they are the larger population. They actually carry the song. I feel like they did more for Odo more than the DB kids because of the tree, and then they sing with their hearts and like and it's on the streets and you go everywhere they are playing it.
I went to Takoradi not too long ago. So my taxi driver, exactly. I missed because it was your song. Exactly. I know that person. Mine cancel.
It feels amazing sometimes when you hear people. There are all those people I never thought I would reach out to. Because I used to make music for the other part, and then it was like, I always thought, when will I make music for you to reach? I don't mean to say lower as in value, but I wanted to make music for you to reach, even be a young chance in a drone hop. Like, I wanted to make music for you to reach those people. So
what tree was that? Enyom
Enyoma. But some Enyoma you drew.
Okay.
Like,
you said some big tree here. I didn't want to say. Okay.
I was like, I want to make music for you to reach in Kofoa and young chair and sing drum. So I was like, if I am able to do this, I'll be very grateful because it's not an easy task. And I wasn't brought up that way to relate to those people. So if I make music and I make art and it touches those people, I'm always very like, when I see sitting on Uber and an Uber driver is just singing my song, or I saw a video of a kid who could barely talk singing my song. I was like, what?
Beautiful, People know KiDi the musician, but this guy, he's like a university graduate too. You have a bachelor's degree. What did you study in school?
I studied economics. Information studies.
Do you ever think about economics or those topics ever
You know, economics is not easy in uni. Like, so whenever I tell people I study economics, they say, hey, you study economics? I'm like, yeah, it was that. Charlie, I don't even lie. It was a very tough task in my life because at that point I was doing music small in there, so it used to take my attention. But by the grace of God, I was able to graduate.
So you never read something like, I know what they're saying, like it hasn't that area hasn't really intertwined with your music life.
It does sometimes. I mean, when I have to spend, if I have to buy, this demand and supply, indirectly, it has a way of creeping up into your real life.
Yeah.
You don't think about it, but it's there. You every day, you use it every day. So,
So if we didn't have KiDi serenading us in our weddings with Odoa, what would this phase would have been doing?
Probably be doing modeling for Whitechapel and things. But I used to like sports, so I probably would have been playing football or doing athletics or something.
So in economics, you did it for nothing, because I thought you were even gonna mention I would have been like an economics economist.
But to be very honest, I can't do 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I tried it once. It's depressing.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody and what they can do, and me, I can't do that.
So in all, KiDi, this is such a general question, and they always say 5 years from now, what are your long-term goals when it's all said and done?
So I have a very, very great picture in my mind of where I want KiDi to get to. It might take less than 5 years, it might take 5 years, it might take more. But in the long run, that is the big picture. I want to reach that time where every artist in Africa or the world is trying to do an album, and the album is not complete because KiDi doesn't have his verse on there. Like, you're doing a show, KiDi's not on the bill, so people are not going to buy tickets because they want to see KiDi. I want to reach out. I want to have a whole stadium of people. When I say host, I mean a whole stadium of people singing my song.
Yeah.
And I know that, yes, of course, I want to win awards and I want to make money.
But they say music is like an old sport.
Really?
So I mean, like young sport. So what is KiDi at 40 doing?
Probably, these are the things you learn along the way. Like, as you grow up, like when I started, you didn't know how to produce. So you learn that as you grow. As you go, you keep learning things in the music that doesn't necessarily have to do with you singing. So that one day when you cannot sing anymore, all these things you learned along the way. So at 40, maybe I'll probably have my own record label. I'll sign artists, I'll be producing, I'll be bringing out people who are talented to also shine. So,
that's good. KiDi, thank you so much for sitting with me today.
Thank you too.
Get a hug. I love you.
Love you too.
So today, I got to know KiDi a bit more because I said I know Gemini, and then you guys too got to know him a bit more. So look out for the new songs coming out and all of that. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Let's go.
Has it started? Okay, look, already. Hi everybody! Okay, let's start. Why were you moving? Something happened? So, when you're in that thing, or do you still maintain that control?
KiDi is still very, very, very.
Yeah, because I keep thinking you're telling me the 10 stop, the one I told you. Yeah, clap.
Maybe I get what like.
Why you like it? Kwame, please.
Hey guys, your boy KiDi, aka the Goddamn Shooter, aka Say You Love Me. So Charlie, shout out to Amma doing an amazing job. Subscribe to her channel right here. Yeah. Alright, it's your boy KiDi.
Love me, baby.